Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well today. In this video, we're going over all the official and leaked news from the past couple days, including stuff from 4.2.1, 4.3, and the latest roadmap update. Besides that, if you are enjoying the content, feel free to subscribe. I do have channel memberships open if you wanted to go the extra mile, and feel free to join the community Discord. I would absolutely love to have you there. Outside of that, let's get into all the official and leaked news for Star Citizen this week. Starting it off, I wanted to get into all the official news first. Just a few things here and there from the roadmap roundup, some sneak peeks and stuff like that. Nothing too crazy, but a few notable things. The first thing, and probably the thing I'm most excited about, is the fact that we are getting a new Volt laser pistol, the Pulse, in 4.2.1. Now, the main thing for this Volt weapon is the fact that it is fully automatic, and the more that you fire it, the more it ramps up its fire rate. So, I think that's a pretty cool kind of add on to this weapon. I know all the Volt weapons kind of have like almost a special ability once you heat it up enough. So, I do really enjoy that aspect of these Volt weapons, and I'm certainly excited to see this one as well. This kind of leaves it where I think the only Volt weapon we have left to receive is the Volt sniper rifle, if I'm correct. I'm not entirely sure on that, but I do think that will be next up in line to get into the verse. So I'm excited for that as well. But in the meantime, the new Volt laser pistol does look pretty sick. Now, the next thing we do have in the cards for 4.2.1 is a new space combat mission support ship. This ties directly into the new global event that we're going to talk about in just a second. But just by itself, this is basically just a new mission where you're escorting a ship that is under immediate threat. Now, if we're going to be honest here, I'm not entirely sure what's going to be so unique about these new missions. It really just kind of sounds like it's going to be the normal defend missions, just on the move a little bit more. Not entirely sure, but I am looking forward to see if they have evolved it at all. Outside of that, I'm not keeping my hopes up too high for this one. Now, the next thing we do have is the new global event. Pretty simply, this is all four Stanton companies working against each other to try and win a research contract. This all kind of comes back to the region crisis. I couldn't give you the exact lore because honestly, it's kind of all jumbled in my head. But for the most part, it does look like they are just trying to get enough resources to earn this contract, I suppose. Outside of that, the unique aspect of this is that it is a cross shard event. So everyone that plays Star Citizen will be kind of competing with each other depending on which company they pick. And you'll also be able to gain rewards just based off of how much you contribute to companies. So I do love the idea behind this event. It will be mainly PvE focused. So for those that want mainly just, hauling and gathering resources, this is a pretty solid event for you. There is one, combat related mission in there, and that is the new space combat mission. So we will see how that ties in with all of this. But outside of that, it does seem like a pretty simple but unique and cool global event. Also, we don't actually have pictures quite yet, but there will be unique rewards based off of the company you go for, as well as I think the company that wins. Either that or they're just going to be some like lore change, or they're going to be the main company in whatever next step is in the region crisis. Not entirely sure, but it does look cool. It kind of seems like we have some control over the future of the lore of Star Citizen. So that is pretty cool, and I'm excited for it. Now, the last thing we do have here for the roadmap roundup is the fact that the new medium utility armor that was supposed to be releasing with this patch is actually going to be coming with 4.3. So, not entirely sure why they got pushed back, but good news is that 4.3 will be the patch after 4.2.1. I'm excited for that. I don't think that's too much of a surprise. It's pretty clear they've been trying to go with like a bigger patch than smaller, than bigger, than smaller. Fortunately, we will be getting that after 4.2.1. So, I am looking forward to that. Now, speaking of armor, though, there is actually a new sneak peek from last week that actually has a helmet from the Starwear presentation from CitizenCon. I love this outfit, and I'll show it on screen like the full thing, but it does kind of confirm that this will probably be releasing in the near future. I don't think this is the utility armor, as that wouldn't make sense. It's kind of like a combat related armor. So hopefully we'll see that, maybe sooner than 4.3, but I do think we'll get it in the near future. Regardless, I love this armor and I cannot wait to see it. Now, moving on, we are getting into leaks and whatnot. So, spoiler warning here, but the first one is pretty strong, and that is the fact that we might be getting the RSI Meteor in 4.2.1. There does seem to be some interior stuff that we have pictures of here. This doesn't really confirm if it's coming in this patch or 4.3, but it does look like we will get it very, very soon. Now, if you don't already know, the RSI Meteor was basically just said to be the Mantis variant, and these only confirm it. You can kind of see the colored picture is the Mantis interior currently, and then the obviously grayed out one is the RSI Meteor's interior. There is very clear similarities here, so I think this absolutely confirms that this is the new Mantis variant ship. For me personally, I am not the biggest Mantis fan by itself, so this ship generally doesn't appeal to me too much, though I am looking forward to see what it does. They do say it punches above its weight class, so whatever that means, I am looking forward to kind of just checking it out. I am curious how you feel though. Is this like a variant you're excited for, or is it kind of just another variant that CIG is putting out? I would love to hear your thoughts down below. Now, the next thing here is just all the global event leaked rewards. I'll put these up on screen, but just to put it very simply, all of these rewards are going to be color themed to the company you are working for. Makes total sense, and I'm really excited to see the Zeus with the kind of ArcCorp and Crusader paints, the blue and black and red and black. I really love those color schemes, so absolutely looking forward to that. But outside of this, it just seems like it's the main rewards for the event. Now, there will be some new Wicklow recipes as well, it does seem. Just a couple of different weapons and a couple of the Ascension suits. I'm looking forward to that, but for the most part, nothing too crazy here. And the last two things for these kind of more, I guess, more official leaks, they're more kind of confirmed, is the new commodity. There's going to be irradiated Valakar hides, so thick skin that grows over the forming Valakar pearl. And then there's going to be some new locations, or at least one new location type, that being the Onyx Research Facility. The description for this says to be a new research facility involving a new scientist character, Jorit, doing experiments on gravity generators, Vanduls, and regeneration. Now, moving on, we're getting into some of the leaks and data mines that aren't nearly as confirmed, so I would take it more with a grain of salt. But going directly from we just talked about, there is a little bit more information on these Onyx facilities. It looks like they will be a little bit more of a linear objective based mission where you are specifically tasked with a few things. Now, the first couple of objectives it does talk about here is get radiation readings, get security data, hijack data, and data gathering. Now, it also mentioned how it could be some sort of escort mission of sorts where you're taking the Dr. Jorit with you and leading them through the facility. It does seem that you will be kind of fighting with creatures rather than humans, so that is pretty exciting. I'm kind of curious as to how this will kind of work out. I wonder if it's going to be an instance thing. That is something that the data miner did actually mention how it could be, an opportunity to try that. But I am looking forward to this. It's kind of a mission type that I don't think we ever have really had, and it involves you actually working with an AI or NPC. And I love the idea of that. And I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Again, I would take it with a grain of salt, but it does look pretty exciting. Now, the next thing here is the fact that the Apex Valakar could be coming in the, next few patches or, 4.3 or something like that, just the regular Apex Valakar. It looks like they want to set this up similar to what we have right now in 4.2, where you're using these mining facilities and it's kind of constrained to a single area. The data miner thinks these could be the Hathor event sites, but there really is nothing confirming that. Really, the only thing here is the fact that, we should be seeing the regular Apex Valakar in game somewhat soon. And I think I'm super excited about this because we'll actually be able to use ships and whatnot. So I'm looking forward to that. And I would love to hear your thoughts on that as well. Now, the last leak I do have for you here today is actually one that I don't expect to be in the game anytime soon, but it's really nice to see, and that is some quantum boosting stuff. Now, this is mainly just UI stuff, so something that says cancel boosting, quantum boosting initializing, and quantum boosting. This is something I'm super, super excited about. As we do know from last week's SCL, they talked a ton about the flight model stuff and all the jazz coming there. It does seem that they want to get all of that released at the same time. So once again, even if quantum boosting is getting close to being finished, I don't expect it to release anytime soon until we have things like control surfaces and just all the new flight model stuff. So besides that, I would love to hear your thoughts on this. I am super excited for quantum boosting and I really, really cannot wait to see it in game. Now, the last thing I do want to talk about here today is just the EPTU and when we might see engineering. As we do know, they pushed back engineering a few weeks on the progress tracker a couple weeks ago. And I think, today or the past couple days, it actually ended on the progress tracker. So I'm not entirely sure what their plans are, but I really do think we could see engineering in the EP2 very, very soon. They've been pretty good about following the progress tracker and kind of releasing stuff or at least talking about them once they end their work on there. So I'm pretty confident we're going to see engineering in the EPTU within the next couple weeks, but just a heads up that could be on the horizon. I'm not going to, promise that it will be, but I am betting that in the pretty near future we'll hear something about it. Now, outside of that, that really is all I have for you today. I really appreciate you being here. I know it's been a little bit since I uploaded. I was out of town for a while, but I'm really glad to be back and talking about Star Citizen. Hopefully, we can get some really exciting information in the near future. Regardless, again, thank you so much for watching and sticking around. I appreciate you very much, and I will see you in the next video.